Have you ever paused to ask why so many people in Japan live well past 90 and do so with steady energy, independence, clear thinking, and a true sense of quality in everyday life? The goal is not simply to extend the calendar, but to extend vitality, purpose, and joy for as long as possible. In many places, reaching 90 can seem like a small miracle. In Japan, it is becoming more common each year, especially in Okinawa, a southern island known worldwide as a celebrated blue zone. These are communities where people not only live longer, but also remain remarkably active and resilient into very advanced age. So what is behind this pattern? Is it mainly genetics? Is it the way daily life is organized? Or does the answer rest, in large part, on what is placed on the table each day? Today we will explore that question together. We are going to look closely at the everyday foods that many Japanese elders rely on. They are simple, accessible ingredients, yet research links them to meaningful benefits for the heart, the brain, and overall well-being. You will hear what they eat, how they usually prepare these dishes, and why those habits support long life with dignity and clarity. Here is the encouraging news. You can begin to try these ideas no matter where you live or how many birthdays you have celebrated. I will share practical, down-to-earth examples so you can start right away, from your next breakfast to your very next dinner. Without expensive products or complicated steps, stay with me through the end. Because this is not only a story about food, it is a story about life itself. About adding years, if we can, and above all, adding quality to each one of those years. Before we continue, I would like to know you better. Please tell me in the comments how old you are and which country or city you are watching from. I would love to read your answers and see where you are joining us on this shared journey toward longevity and a brighter, steadier old age. Your voice matters here. Why does Japan have so many centenarians now that you already know the focus of today's discussion? Let us first set the stage. Longevity in Japan is not an accident, not a matter of luck, and certainly not only genetics. You may have heard of the famous blue zones, those special corners of the world where people regularly live longer and healthier than the global average. Okinawa in southern Japan is perhaps the best known, but it is not the only one. Sardinia in Italy, Icaria in Greece, Loma Linda in the United States, and Nicoya in Costa Rica are also part of this remarkable list. Yet what makes Japan, and especially Okinawa, stand out is not simply the length of life, but the astonishing quality of life that continues right to the final years. To put it in perspective, more than 90,000 people in Japan are at least 100 years old. And that number continues to rise each year. In this culture, reaching a century is less an exception and more a tradition passed down through families. Genetics plays a role, of course, but modern research shows that the strongest influence comes from lifestyle and, most importantly, diet. Older Japanese rely on fresh, natural foods low in saturated fats and refined sugars. Their meals feature vegetables, seaweeds, beans, and whole grains. And each meal begins with gratitude. The phrase "itadaki masu," I humbly receive this, is more than courtesy. It shapes digestion, mood, and respect for nourishment. Equally vital is their mindset toward aging. Elders are honored and valued, not dismissed. The concept of ikigai, a reason to rise each morning, gives purpose and strengthens both body and spirit. Together, diet, attitude, and purpose form the three essential pillars behind Japanese longevity. In the next part, we move into one of the most essential elements behind Japanese longevity, their philosophy of eating. It is not only about what appears on the plate, but about how and why meals are taken. What may surprise you is that these secrets are neither costly nor complicated. In fact, they can be adapted into your own daily life with ease. Longevity in Japan is built on habits. And among the most fascinating is a practice called hara-hachi-bu. This simple rule encourages people to stop eating when they are about 80% full. From childhood, Okinawans learn to listen to their bodies and to pause before they feel completely satisfied. This small act of restraint helps prevent obesity, metabolic disorders, and digestive troubles. Even more, it encourage natural cellular renewal, known as autophagy, which science links to slowing premature aging. But hara-hachi-bu is only the beginning. Moderation is also central. Instead of one large dish, a typical meal offers 5 to 7 smaller portions. With this variety, the body receives a wide range of nutrients without the burden of excess. Presentation adds another layer of meaning. Whether a simple breakfast or a festive dinner, colors, textures, and balance matter. Eating is treated as a ritual for all the senses, not just taste. And finally, gratitude crowns the meal. Before eating, the Japanese say itadakimasu. When finished, they say gochisusama. These expressions honor both the ingredients and the people who brought them to the table. Eating slowly, with awareness and thankfulness, supports digestion and prevents overindulgence. So in Japan, eating is never automatic. Even the most ordinary meal becomes a daily ceremony, carried out with respect, mindfulness, and moderation. The first essential food that supports the daily life of many Japanese people in their 90s is something simple, humble, and familiar. It is not an exotic supplement, nor a fashionable superfood found only in specialty shops. It is Japanese brown rice. Known locally as genmai, rice has long been the foundation of the Asian diet. Yet among the longest-lived Japanese, especially in Okinawa and in rural regions, the preferred choice is not white rice, but brown rice. This preference has less to do with taste and more to do with the deep nutritional difference. White rice, the type most commonly eaten around the world, is a refined grain. During processing, the husk and bran layers are stripped away, leaving a softer grain that cooks quickly but loses much of its natural goodness. By contrast, genmai keeps its protective layers intact. As a result, it becomes a rich source of dietary fiber, B vitamins, antioxidants, and essential minerals such as magnesium and selenium. For older adults, these nutrients translate into very practical benefits. Let us begin with the heart. Regular consumption of brown rice can help reduce harmful cholesterol levels in the blood. Considering that heart disease remains one of the leading causes of death worldwide, this single dietary change can bring meaningful protection. The gut also benefits. The fiber in genmai supports healthy digestion, prevents constipation, and feeds the good bacteria that form the body's microbiome. A balanced microbiome strengthens immunity and even lifts mood, which is especially valuable in later life. Another advantage is steady energy. Unlike white rice, which can cause sudden spikes in blood sugar, brown rice releases energy slowly, helping to stabilize glucose, prevent fatigue swings, and regulate appetite. The best part is that this transition does not need to be drastic. If you have never eaten brown rice before, you can begin by mixing a small portion into your usual white rice. Over time, both your body and your palate will adjust. In Japan, older people prepare genmai simply rinsed carefully, soaked before cooking, then paired with steamed vegetables, a small piece of fish, or sprinkled with toasted sesame seeds. Sometimes a strip of kombu seaweed is added to the pot. enhancing flavor and adding valuable minerals. If you are searching for an easy, effective, and realistic first step toward better health, Japanese brown rice is an excellent place to begin. The second key food that supports Japanese longevity is one that may already sound familiar, yet carries far deeper meaning than many realize. It is miso, the traditional paste made from fermented soybeans and the foundation of countless Japanese soups. While many of us know miso only as a small bowl served at restaurants, in Japan, and especially among people in their 90s, miso is much more than a side dish. It is considered a functional food woven into daily routines. And strongly connected with health and remarkable life expectancy, one of the most fascinating customs is the practice of beginning the day with miso soup. While breakfast in many countries is centered on bread, coffee, or sweetened cereals, older Japanese often start the morning with a steaming bowl of miso broth. This simple ritual comforts the body, awakens digestion, and provides an early supply of essential nutrients. The secret lies in fermentation. Soybeans are combined with a special culture called koji, transforming them into a fragrant paste filled with living properties. This process not only deepens flavor, but also creates natural probiotics, which play a vital role in health. Fermented foods like miso are true treasures for the immune system. By strengthening the gut flora, that community of beneficial bacteria in the intestines, miso enhances the body's defenses. More than 70% of immune strength is rooted in gut health, making miso an everyday ally for resilience. Beyond immunity, miso offers antioxidants, plant-based proteins, B vitamins, and minerals such as zinc and manganese. Studies in Japan suggest that people who consume miso regularly show reduced systemic inflammation and healthier arteries, lowering cardiovascular risk. Other research even links frequent miso soup consumption with a decreased incidence of certain gastrointestinal cancers. Thanks to the bioactive compounds created during fermentation. Best of all, miso can be enjoyed easily at home. A traditional soup requires only minutes. Warm water in a small pot without letting it fully boil. Add a few strips of dried wakame seaweed, perhaps some tofu cubes. Then dissolve a spoonful of miso paste in the hot liquid. Finish with scallions or thin slices of mushrooms. In under 10 minutes, you have a nourishing, flavorful soup. If you enjoy it several times a week, or better yet, every morning, as many Japanese elders do, you give your body a powerful yet simple tool to support immunity, protect the heart, and sustain vitality into advanced age. The third key food that supports the extraordinary longevity of the Japanese is blue fish, a group that includes salmon, mackerel, sardines, and certain types of tuna. These fish are not only staples of the Japanese table, they are also among the most valuable allies for health, especially for people in their 80s and 90s. But here lies the unique detail. In Japan, elders do not consume fish in large servings as is common in many Western countries. Instead, the practice is to enjoy small pieces regularly. A portion may be no larger than the palm of the hand. What makes the difference is not eating great quantities, but rather the consistency of having these small servings several times a week. Many Japanese over 90 enjoy blue fish 4 or 5 times weekly, ensuring a steady supply of omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are often described as an elixir for the body. Omega-3 helps reduce inflammation, keeps arteries flexible, lowers triglycerides, and improves circulation, all of which protect the heart. This helps explain why Japan, despite having one of the oldest populations in the world, also reports some of the lowest rates of cardiovascular disease. The brain also benefits. Studies consistently link regular consumption of oily fish with lower risk of memory decline, dementia, and even late-life depression. Some scientists even consider omega-3 an essential nutrient for successful aging. Equally important is how the Japanese prepare their fish. Rather than frying with heavy oils, they favor gentler methods such as steaming, grilling, or simmering in light broths. A fillet of mackerel with soy sauce and ginger, or sardines lightly steamed with lemon, are classic examples. Fish is also often combined with vegetables and seaweed in soups and stews. Another practice is choosing fish that are fresh, seasonal, and small in size. Larger species like bluefin tuna or swordfish accumulate more mercury, a concern repeated by nutrition experts. By contrast, short-lived fish such as sardines or mackerel carry fewer contaminants while still delivering plenty of omega-3. So if you want to follow this Japanese habit, remember the key is regularity, not excess. Choose modest portions of smaller fish, prepare them simply, and let consistency work its quiet magic over time. The fourth key food behind Japanese longevity is seasonal vegetables and a unique idea called the colors on the plate. This habit is not only powerful for health, but also easy to adapt no matter where in the world you live. In Japan, food is not judged only by flavor. A dish must first please the eyes before it delights the palate. One of the simplest ways to achieve this is by filling every meal with vibrant colors, a practice known as eating with the eyes. The principle is straightforward. The more colors you see, the wider the variety of nutrients you receive. Think of vivid greens, bright oranges, deep purples, soft whites, and golden yellows. Each color carries its own gifts. Daikon, the large white radish, is rich in antioxidants and supports digestion. Spinach provides iron, vitamin C, and antioxidants, making it a staple in Japanese kitchens. Carrots, with their orange glow, deliver beta-carotene that protects vision and skin. Eggplants, marked by their purple shade, contain compounds that shield cells from early aging. And seaweeds such as wakame and nori are mineral treasures, full of iodine, magnesium, and calcium, yet very low in calories. Older Japanese make sure that every meal includes at least 3 or 4 colors. Portions are modest, but variety is abundant. It is common to see a tray with several small bowls of spinach seasoned with soy sauce, pickled carrot slices, seaweed sprinkled with sesame, and steamed eggplant. The goal is balance and diversity, not excess. This approach provides a broad spectrum of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. Together, they reduce inflammation, support immunity, protect against chronic disease, and improve gut health, which research now shows is a cornerstone of longevity. Another benefit is psychological. Eating many small but varied dishes prevents boredom and keeps the diet joyful. And the best part is its simplicity. You do not need exotic vegetables. Just look at the local produce available to you and bring more colors to your table. The essence of this Japanese habit is diversity and balance. Fill your plate with colors, and you will nourish not only your body, but also your spirit. The fifth key food in the Japanese longevity diet is seaweed wakame, nori, kombu, and many other varieties. For some in the West, this may still feel unusual. Yet in Japan, seaweeds have been part of daily meals for centuries. They appear in soups, salads, stews, and even as crunchy snacks. For older Japanese, seaweeds function almost like a natural multivitamin. Their nutritional richness is striking. They are one of the best natural sources of iodine, a mineral vital for thyroid health. The thyroid governs metabolism and influences countless functions in the body. Along with iodine, seaweeds provide magnesium, calcium, iron, and potassium. They also supply soluble fiber that supports digestion and helps regulate cholesterol. Even more fascinating, seaweed contain unique compounds such as fucoidan, antioxidants studied for their anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer potential. How are they used daily? The answer is simple. Wakame is a classic ingredient in miso soup, often eaten every morning. Nori, the thin dark sheet, is best known for wrapping sushi but is also sprinkled over rice or eaten as a light snack. Kombu is essential for making dashi, the broth that forms the foundation of many Japanese dishes. In addition to its minerals, kombu brings a deep umami taste. Importantly, large amounts are not required to see benefits. Just a few tablespoons of rehydrated wakame or a couple of nori sheets a day add meaningful nutrition. Research in Japan and beyond links regular seaweed intake with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and thyroid issues. Some experts even suggest that Japan's low obesity and cholesterol rates may be connected to seaweed consumption. Their soluble fiber also stabilizes blood sugar, lowering the risk of type 2 diabetes. Moderation, however, is essential. Too much iodine may cause problems, particularly for those with thyroid conditions. That is why variety and balance matter most. A little wakame in soup, a strip of nori on rice, a broth made with kombu, small servings repeated regularly. This has been the Japanese way for generations, and it continues to serve as a quiet but powerful secret of longevity. After learning about the fifth food, let us turn to something just as essential. The traditional beverages that accompany Japanese meals also play a role in longevity. And now, we arrive at the sixth food, soy in all its many forms. If there is one ingredient that deserves a special place in the Japanese diet, it is certainly soy. In Japan, soy is not just another item on the table. It is almost a way of life. From morning to evening, soy appears in countless preparations, showing up in soups, snacks, salads, and main dishes. Let us begin with the best-known version, tofu. Often called the cheese of soy, tofu is soft, versatile, and easy to prepare. Older Japanese enjoy it in soups, mixed into fresh salads, or lightly grilled with soy sauce and ginger. Its nutritional profile makes it remarkable. An excellent source of plant protein, naturally low in saturated fat, and a good provider of calcium and iron. But tofu is only the beginning. Another favorite is edamame. These tender green pods, simply boiled and sprinkled with salt, are perfect as an appetizer or side dish. They supply fiber, protein, antioxidants, and B vitamins, making them both nourishing and satisfying. Moving further, we encounter natto, perhaps the most challenging soy food for those outside Japan. With its strong smell, sticky texture, and bold flavor, natto is not easy to love at first. Yet it is praised as one of the great superfoods of longevity. Why? Because it delivers extraordinary amounts of vitamin K2, vital for bone strength and the prevention of osteoporosis. Natto also contains natto kinase, a unique enzyme that supports circulation and lowers the risk of blood clots. Studies consistently connect natto consumption with better cardiovascular health. A striking fact when we consider the age of many Japanese centenarians. For beginners, the best advice is to start small. Mix natto with warm rice. Add chopped scallions, or soften its flavor with a touch of Japanese mustard. We must also mention tempeh, a soy product of Indonesian origin that has earned a place in Japanese kitchens, denser and milder than natto. Tempeh offers complete proteins and is excellent in stir-fries or as a wholesome meat substitute. The unifying principle of all these soy foods is balance and variety. The Japanese do not eat enormous portions at once, but rather small amounts on a consistent basis. This pattern, combined with other healthy staples of their diet, promotes cardiovascular health, bone strength, and overall longevity. If you wish to embrace this tradition, begin with what feels natural to you: a slice of tofu in your salad, a handful of edamame as a snack, or even a spoonful of natto over rice. The goal is not perfect imitation, but adaptation, bringing the best of this culture into your own daily life. The seventh essential element in the Japanese lifestyle is not a food but a drink: green tea. A companion present from childhood through the very last years of life. For the Japanese, green tea is not simply a beverage to share socially or a cultural ritual to honor. It is often seen as a daily dose of liquid medicine, quietly supporting health and longevity for millions of people. Among older Japanese, enjoying green tea is not a luxury nor an occasional treat. It is a steady habit woven into daily rhythms. Research has documented that many Japanese who live well beyond 90 drink several cups each day, sometimes 4 or 5, spread throughout morning and evening. The question is, what makes green tea so extraordinary? The answer begins with antioxidants, especially powerful compounds called catechins. These natural protectors shield cells from oxidative damage, the invisible wear and tear that accumulates with age and accelerates the process of aging. This protection helps explain why regular tea drinkers often experience fewer age-related health problems. But the benefits extend further. Consistent green tea consumption is linked to a lower risk of several cancers, including stomach, breast, and prostate cancer. Beyond its anti-cancer potential, green tea also protects the heart and circulatory system. It lowers levels of bad cholesterol, improves the flexibility of arteries, and reduces inflammation factors that keep the cardiovascular system functioning well into advanced years. Not all green teas are the same. In Japan, the two most beloved varieties are sencha and matcha. Sencha, the everyday tea, is made by steeping leaves in hot water for a short time, usually 1 or 2 minutes. Its taste is fresh and vegetal, its color a gentle green. Matcha, on the other hand, is a more concentrated form. Whole leaves are ground into a fine, vibrant powder. By consuming the entire leaf, matcha delivers far greater amounts of antioxidants and nutrients, up to 10 times more than a typical cup of green tea. Its flavor is stronger, slightly bitter, and often paired with a traditional sweet to balance the taste. Preparation matters. Many outside Japan mistakenly pour boiling water over the leaves, which scorches them and creates a harsh, bitter cup. The ideal water temperature for sencha is around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. With a short steeping time, for matcha, a small spoon of powder is whisked in hot but not boiling water with a bamboo whisk until a light foam appears. The result is a smooth, creamy drink full of vitality. If you are new to Japanese green tea, sencha is the perfect starting point. Mild and approachable, for those ready for an extra boost of antioxidants, matcha offers a deeper experience. What truly matters, however, is not drinking 1 cup occasionally, but making green tea a daily practice, just as countless Japanese centenarians have done. So the next time you reach for a drink, remember the power of green tea, beyond food. This simple ritual holds one of the timeless secrets of Japanese longevity. Up until now, much has been said about food, nutriments, and the unique ingredients that shape Japanese longevity. But doctors and researchers who have studied men and women in their 90s and even beyond 100 agree on one thing: diet alone is only one part of the picture. To truly understand longevity, we must look beyond the plate. The first key is daily movement. Older Japanese do not depend on gyms or intense workouts. Instead, they keep their bodies active through simple, constant motion, walking to visit friends, tending gardens, climbing stairs, or doing household chores. This steady rhythm keeps muscles engaged, circulation flowing, and the heart strong. The second key is social connection. In many regions, elders never age alone. They belong to moai, small circles of friends who meet daily to share tea, talk, and offer support. These groups form invisible safety nets. When someone is ill, companions visit, bring food, and provide comfort. Research shows that such connections lower depression, reduce heart disease, and boost immunity. Equally important is a sense of purpose. Known in Japan as ikigai, a reason to rise each morning. It might be gardening, teaching grandchildren, or volunteering in the community. Having a daily purpose keeps the mind sharp and the spirit satisfied. Finally, stress is kept at bay. Unlike in many Western cultures, older Japanese feel valued, respected, and still useful. They move at a slower pace, practice gratitude, and savor simple joys, the taste of warm soup, the sound of rain, the visit of a friend. True longevity is not just strong bones or a healthy heart. It is having reasons to smile, feeling you belong, and knowing each day has meaning. We have now reached the final part of our journey, and I want to leave you with something practical, something you can begin today. Throughout this video, we have explored the secrets that help Japanese men and women live not only long lives, but meaningful ones. And now, it is time to ask, how can you bring these lessons into your own life? Let us start with a quick recap. We discovered 7 everyday foods that support the health of thousands of Japanese people who live well into their 90s and even beyond 100 years. First, there is brown rice, a steady source of clean and lasting energy. Then we spoke about seasonal vegetables, colorful and full of fiber and antioxidants. Next came blue fish, rich in omega-3 fatty acids that protect both heart and brain. After that, we looked at fermented soy foods such as miso and natto, simple dishes with extraordinary benefits. We also talked about seaweeds, gifts from the ocean carrying essential minerals. We included pickled vegetables, small but powerful foods that nurture the gut with friendly bacteria. And finally, we ended with green tea, the soothing drink that guards health and extends life. But food is not the only key. We also uncovered other pillars of Japanese longevity: gentle daily movement, walking, gardening, or household chores keeps the body in motion. Social connection through moai groups brings friendship and emotional support. Ikigai, that beautiful reason to rise each morning, provides meaning, and a slower, more mindful pace filled with gratitude lowers stress and brings peace. Together, these habits form a way of living that makes old age not a burden, but a blessing. And here is the most important truth. It does not matter how old you are today. You may be 40, 60, 75, or even in your 80s. It is never too late to start. Longevity is not a distant dream. It is built day by day, choice by choice, with each small gesture. So here is my invitation to you. Think about the 7 foods we explored today and choose just one. Yes, only one. The one that spoke to you the most. Perhaps it is beginning your mornings with a cup of green tea, or adding blue fish to your meals a few times this week, or simply placing more colorful vegetables on your plate. Do not try to change everything at once. The important thing is to take the first step. Now, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which of these foods do you already enjoy? And which one are you ready to try this week? And please share where you are watching from and how old you are. I truly enjoy learning more about your story. If this video inspired you, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you will not miss future content. Remember, your journey toward longevity begins right now with every bite you take, every habit you nurture, and every choice you make. Thank you for staying with me until the end and for being part of this community that wants not only to live longer but to live better. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.